Now I've heard about, you started baseball around 5 years old, it seemed like, and obviously you took to it, you multiple sport athlete. What advice would you give to a parent who has a really talented young player on, like, as far as how to raise them? Obviously you talked about your father, how he had high expectations. Your mother had kind of that the more your heart you talk about in your book, your mom had your heart. What advice would you give for someone who is excelling at a young age, for their parents, I guess, to say how to raise them properly, where they don't get to a point where maybe they think they're better than they are, or some of the pitfalls that happen with someone who's just really talented at a young age. Do you have any advice for a parent of a kid who's really talented at a young age, and it?
The first thing that comes to mind is crazy because I'm just going to grab the first thing that jumped. The first thing that jumped in my mind is I think we need to intentionally put your players, all players, not just the talented ones, but intentionally put our players in position to fail. Like soon, ASAP. Because if I can teach them how to win a fight with one hand behind their back, when I free up that other hand, life gets a lot easier. And I think that we talk about that in one of my podcasts. We talked about giving soft landings to kids because of what we've went through growing up. So we work extra hard to make sure that they don't feel the fire burns. But what happens is if you continue to shield them from fire, what happens when you're not there for them to feel the heat? They don't know how to respond. And that's why people, like, if you think about it, that's why some of the most talented, because you said talented players, some of the most talented people, when they get to the big leagues or when they get to the highest part in their career of acting or any side of life, and when adversity sets in, mom and dad ain't there anymore to shield them from the fire, they crash and burn. They become one-hit wonders. They became first-round busts. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I would say the first thing is to position them to fail.
Yeah.
And be there to pick them up while you're here. Be here to pick up the pieces and tell them what to do next time, right? Another example of that is not always trying to put them on the best teams early. Like for real. Some of my best experiences learning how to lead is getting on a team of people that shouldn't be with me.
That's good.
For real.
Yeah. That's good.
I did not become. How are you going to lead a team of leaders?
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to lead a team of leaders? You lead a team of people that need leadership.
Yeah.
So I got that. And again, this is one of those things that we talk about all the time. We talk about a God thing. I think my parents didn't even know what was happening because I was such a shopped around player, guest playing for if they needed somebody to come save them, or, oh man, we get CJ this weekend. I've always had this opportunity of playing some really talented baseball with some really talented players, and also getting that call when we're off to play with a team that had no business having me on the team. But on that is when I learned the whole thing of playing down to your competition and what that meant. I didn't know what that meant until I started playing with a team that was just ball through their legs, throwing the ball over the fence, can't throw a strike, and I'm at shortstop like, why am I on this team? And instead of having parents that's like, we ain't playing with them no more, those kids are sorry. We ain't playing with them no more, those kids are not up to his level. No, my parents kept me there and said, lead them. Be that person that's going to build them up. And they were doing that at an age, so that taught me. At one point I do remember saying, man, why am I not good around these players, but I'm good on my other team.
Right.
Because I'm trying to do too much. I want to save them. I put a lot of pressure on myself.
Yep.
But at a young age, I learned how to let that go because I was in those positions. So when I got older and I played on the same type of teams in pro ball or in high school or in showcase ball, I've been here before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I've been here before. And I would say that would be the first thing. And then the second thing real quick is parents, please, at the younger ages, and I would say if I had to pick grade level, I would say no more than 10th. But at the younger ages, let them play multiple sports. Like I'm a huge advocate for multiple sports because of the psychology of it.
Yeah.
Cross country gives you a different mental beast than baseball. Football gives you a different mental beast than swimming. But if you can learn how to play multiple sports, that mental beast becomes one, and you get to pull from all of them.
Yeah. If you enjoyed that clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the full podcast, click right here. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you find this content valuable.